What does your father do? He's no more. Oh, I'm so sorry. No, don't be. I never knew him. He died when I was a baby. But still, it must be hard. Yes, it is. It's hard because I can't shake off the shadow of this stranger who keeps following me around. It's because of him that I run out of space whenever I fill out my name on a form. Kokila Annamalai. Annamalai. That's too many letters to box my identity into, and so I spill over, spill out, and rise across the paper in squeezed, squiggly handwriting that refuses to conform. Annamalai. I wear it like a shoe, one size too small, like a sari that doesn't suit my skin color, like an itchy sweater or a sundress in winter. It reminds me of my mother and my sister, of embarrassing roll call as teachers stuttered and stammered over the syllables, of a Tamil movie I watched as a child, of a bearded man and a formless deity. Annamalai. I say it with a certain discomfort because it reveals a caste allegiance I actively reject and a cultural history I don't feel entitled to. It reminds me of my father's village, of a boy I once had a crush on, of the way my father died, of how much my mother cried. It reminds me of who I am and who I am struggling not to be. But I'm not alone in this predicament, this identity crisis. We all bear the name of men. Men we may not know, men who may be our abusers, men we don't love, men who have nothing to do with our achievements, nothing to do with the color of our souls. They are our ancestors, our fathers, grandfathers, stepfathers, husbands, and sons. They are male gods, made gods. Is this what it means to be man-made? So clever, just like your father, they say. My father was a scientist. My mother is a teacher. He contributed some blueprints. She built the whole damn building. She held me, hugged me, taught me how to read, fed me, clothed me, rocked me to sleep. I shared her womb for 9 months and her warmth for 25 years. But for some reason, I share this stranger's name. Sometimes, she says, I remind her of him. The curve of my cheekbone, the way I smile, my gastritis, my depression, my existential confusions. They make her think of him. I think of him too. When my mother isn't offered flowers, when she was asked to watch my sister's marriage from a distance, when her colleagues call her Mrs. Anna, short for Annamalai, when she's left out at social gatherings that have couples games and children's games. Then I think of him. I think of how in his absence he has become so present, of how we can't undo him from our lives, though he was never really a part of them, of how we've been told repeatedly that we're deprived, incomplete, dysfunctional, pitiful without him, of how society does not let men die.